Thanks, Tyler, and thank you for tuning in to the Amherst Media Report. Hello and welcome to the Amherst Weekly Report from Amherst Media. I'm Nora Tafiri. A small lot on Granby Road has been the subject of many discussions as the South Hadley Planning Board in a 4-1 vote decided not to support a business owner's request to rezone the site. Standing at the intersection of 23 and 33, the owner hopes to build several establishments in the area. Robert Bolduc of RLB Management is the owner of a vacant 3-acre site and wants its reclassification changed from residential to business. He has plans for 2 buildings, one containing a Starbucks and a locally owned deli, and the other containing professional offices. As the founder and former owner of Pride gas stations and stores, Bolduc assured the board that he is, quote, out of the gas station business and hopes to further his petition. Many concerns have been raised about the prospect of rezoning, with some worried about the road safety and presence of businesses in this heavily trafficked location, especially if the Starbucks has a drive-through option. Some board members have also questioned the value of the proposed businesses. There are also conflicting assessments of the space. Bolduc believes the lot is too small for residential use, while the town's master plan recommends the area be used for a mix of commercial and residential activities. The town's director of planning and conservation, Ann Capra, believes the space can only hold a 3-unit dwelling. Numerous South Hadley residents are opposed to the zoning change, which the board took into consideration before officially voting. The planning board's vote is only a recommendation for the town meeting, where voters will make the ultimate decision. If rejected by the town meeting, Bolduc would not be allowed to revisit this request for another 2 years. The town meeting might vote on this decision in May. In concern for the well-being of low-income residents, on Tuesday, March 28, Amherst College invited a panel to discuss how transportation could achieve both the ambitions for climate justice and better reach long underserved rural communities. This discussion came together with the work of Professor Ashwin Ravi Kumar and Hannah Holloman as part of their Climate Justice Now course. Panel members included Natalie Blaze, representative for the 1st Franklin District, Michaela Comas and Catherine Gleason of Livable Streets, and Sandra Sheehan of the Pioneer Valley Transit Authority. As advocates, representatives, and decision-makers in matters of transit, they recognize the ways in which management of transportation plays a role in inflaming existing inequalities. Sheehan said, 67% of our riders are people of color and 62% are low income. Sheehan continued, in the whole country, it should take 1.4 to 2.6 times longer to travel on a bus. In our region, it is actually 4.4 times longer. This disparity is considerable and has a real impact on the way in which people are able to move through their lives. Insufficient routes force people to be geographically isolated to their place of residence, depriving them of access to recreation, employment, childcare, and even groceries beyond the limited hours of bus service. Resolving this requires a perspective surrounding transformation to shift from lines being based on the basis of population density to adopt an approach that centers the concern of access. This mindfulness will demand an expansion of current transportation capabilities and the flexibility to provide more individualized services where needed. As public space, Livable Streets also invited the panel to think about the role of surveillance and security on transportation. Policing and compounding fines as fare enforcement transform essential travel to a tool used to restrict people's movement. This discussion is framed within the context of the existential crisis of climate change. According to the Transportation Sector Report, the transportation sector produced 42% of statewide greenhouse gas emission in the Commonwealth in 2017. Decreasing the carbon footprint requires a significant reevaluation of the way that transportation looks in Massachusetts, and there are active efforts to transition the current fleet to electric. Together, the group identified the needs of those who suffer from these disparities and vowed to continue to make strides towards improving the climate. Unfortunately, this mindfulness comes at a cost, a significant cost, and finding the resources to meet these needs remains an uphill battle. In other news, Hampshire College is currently accepting students from the New College of Florida after the Board of Diversity, Equality, and Inclusion was abolished from the school. The abolition is part of Ron DeSantis' attempt to shift public higher education to teach more conservative ideals. A press release by Hampshire College announcing their new program stated, what is happening at the new College of Florida is merely the most radical example of increasingly aggressive efforts to suppress meaningful examination of the realities of our society. They continued, "This doesn't serve students, it doesn't serve democracy, and it certainly doesn't serve the world the students seek to improve." According to the Daily Hampshire Gazette, students from the new College of Florida have already contacted Hampshire College about its new program. The college has received 15 emails, 4 voicemails, and has already received 5 applications with 1 student accepted and currently enrolled. The new college, located in Saratoga Bay in Florida, has been protesting the attempts of Governor DeSantis to create a conservative environment in the new college. Students describe the move as a fascist attack on education. Hampshire College is expected to receive new students through their newly created program and are eager to welcome them into Massachusetts. And now to Tyler Baraldi for the Sports Report.
Thanks, Nora. Although their season has come to a close, the accolades keep piling on for UMass women's basketball, specifically with Sam Breen, as the program's anchor has been officially named the 2023 Becky Hammond Mid-Major Player of the Year. This makes her the 4th recipient of the award and the first A-10 player to receive the honor, capping off an incredible year that saw her finish with 589 points, breaking the single-season scoring record for UMass, previously held by Sue Peters. Even though her team didn't secure a championship, her record-breaking 2023 season cements her status as both a legend and as the program's all-time leading scorer with 1,974 points. Now, with many congratulations to Sam Breen on a historic year and a historic career, we move on to women's lacrosse, who are picking up where Minute Women basketball left off as the most dominant team on campus. The squad stands at 10-1, having extended their winning streak to 9 after taking down St. Bonaventure. In what has become a trend with the Minute Women lacrosse, this matchup was not especially competitive, as UMass swamped them 18-5. Senior Fiona McGowan was the undisputed star of the show, scoring a whopping 6 goals and 2 assists, making her the standout amongst the 8 other Minute Women who managed to put up points. The team is ranked number 16 in the country and will next be matching up against 9-2 Davidson, where, despite comparable records, they've got to be the favorites. The team stacks up to be top 10 in a plethora of categories, ranking 4th in ground balls, averaging 19.6, 6th in turnovers, averaging 11.6, 7th in scoring offense at 15.8 goals per game, and 8th in scoring defense at 8.3. Aforementioned Fiona McGowan is also having a statement year on top of all of this, ranking 8th nationally in points. Home field advantage cannot be understated either, as the Minute Women are on a 10-game win streak at Garber Field, dating all the way back to last season, and in league play, the team hasn't lost a regular season home game since April 2010. This matchup will be on Saturday, April 1st at noon, streamable on ESPN3. Finishing up with baseball and softball, Minuteman Baseball has not started off the year in anything resembling a desirable way, standing at 4-12. The team did manage to capture a win in their most recent outing, however, taking down UAlbany 8-2 as 5 Minutemen had multi-hit performances, junior Nolan Tichy being the standout among them with 4 hits of his own. The team will next travel to St. Louis for a series this weekend at 3:30, 3 p.m., and 1 p.m. respectively for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. With little time to rest, the team will then be entering the baseball Beanpot starting Tuesday, where Boston College will come to town at 3 p.m. This opening round game will be streamable on ESPN+, and should UMass win against the defending champs, they'll proceed on through the Beanpot. UMass softball has found itself in a slightly better position than UMass baseball, but not by much, standing at 9-17 after taking down Boston College 6-5 on Wednesday. Jules Shields carried the team on her back, recording 5 RBIs in the contest and being the driving force behind the team's comeback victory. The squad's home opener will be this Saturday, April 1st, as the Minutewomen take on the St. Louis Billikens at noon. Moving on to Amherst College athletics, the men's lacrosse team just played St. John Fisher University on Saturday, March 25th. Let's hear from AWR sports anchor Emily Taranelli, who covered the game in the field.
Hi, I'm Emily Taranelli, reporting to you from Pratt Field at Amherst College, where the Amherst men's lacrosse team just clobbered St. John Fisher University. The final score was 22-15.
I'm glad we started fast and ended fast. The defense played well, and the offense was able to shoot pretty well too. So.
Yeah, all great points, Tanner. That was a revenge game for us. We lost that one last year, so it was great to come with a lot of energy. Defense played amazing.
I think big shout out to Nicholas Kopp. He just kept the ball going our way on the draw, and we were able to capitalize. And our defense had some big stands and big ground balls. So.
I agree with that. Yeah, also great wing play from Brody Raymond and Thompson Lau among a few other guys. But yeah, just getting the ball back after goals is huge for us.
I honestly think it's just the experience that we've had throughout our season. We play a lot of really good teams here at Amherst, so we're used to teams having runs, just like we're used to going on these long runs. So we always just believe that we can make that next play, and I think it showed with our effort plays today. I'm really excited. I think we've got a really good team. There are a bunch of good guys that work really hard and care about each other. So when you have that kind of a locker room, that kind of a culture, and a bunch of skilled players, I think our trajectory is really high. So I'm looking forward to having the rest of the season go really well.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Emily Taranelli, Amherst Media, Amherst.
Thanks, Emily. Back to you, Nora.
Good news for UMass. UMass Amherst is offering 33-year scholarships to boost diversity in math and statistics. A $1.5 million grant from the National Science Foundation was given to UMass Amherst Department of Mathematics and Statistics. The 6-year program called Enhancing Underrepresented Participation in Mathematics and Statistics mentors college students from their junior year to master's. Mary Claire Griffin, assistant professor of mathematics and statistics, points out that only 30 of 2,031 PhDs went to Black students. Students will apply for the scholarship during their sophomore year and be assisted throughout their last 2 years of undergrad, as well as throughout their master's. The program will accept applications on April 1st, 2023. That's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in to the Amherst Weekly Report. I'm Nora Tafuri. We will see you at the same time next week.